This call is now being recorded.
Okay. Madinio Luxy or Lux, a ready-to-wear fashion brand. Great. Who else? I'm going to be making reference to this travel agency, a partner with the travel agency company. Okay, so essentially in the travel agency space. What else? Who else? Okay. Great. So today we're going to be talking about marketing channels, right? We want to talk a lot about how do you get the right people, management consultants, we hire finance department staff, and real estate. So this is interesting. So we hire finance department staff. Well, that's interesting. So Chidi is into solar battery boosters for inverter battery protection. Good. Holistic health and nutrition company. Oh, great. So we want to talk about marketing, right? Marketing channels, right? And this is very, very important. In fact, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do, right? I think it's very, very important. I think it's very, very important. If you have any friends, whatsoever, send them this link for them to attend. I think it's that important for people's businesses. So if you have any friends, you have any like this session is open, so you want to send it to anybody you know who you think should attend this meeting. Send them the link. Share the link with people, maybe even on your social media pages. Let's see how many people would make it here. It's going to be about a class for like an hour and a half. And we'll be able to take it up from there, right? Okay, great. So this is just routine stuff. I don't need to, everybody here knows me, so I don't need to get through this. So let's start with this, right? For whatever reason you started business, if you're not selling enough, you wouldn't be in business for long. And this is very, very important. If you're not selling, and not just selling, if you're not selling enough, right? You're not going to business for that long, right? In fact, in the last couple of years, there's a lot of startups that have, Mr. Biola, well done, sir, that have failed. And usually, the major reason why a startup fails is that major reason. In fact, the 10 reasons why they fail, the number one reason is that they run out of cash. Period. And if you're selling and you're collecting your money, you're not going to run out of cash, right? So it's very, very important to realize that that the key here is, for whatever reason, and I meet a lot of entrepreneurs, and I talk to a lot of people, and people want very, very esoteric, beautiful ideas. They want to be able to research the best ideas. They want to be able to read a book. They want to make their bed every morning. They want to enter monk mood. They want to even enter the one that some people are calling biohacking. They want to learn AI. They want to manifest their dreams. They plunge into cold water. They want to meditate. All these things are good. None of these things are bad in themselves. However, the only thing that matters is that you get out the door and you sell shit, right? You sell and sell and sell and collect your money, right? Very, 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 very important that you realize what's typically particularly important in your business, right? So today what we want to focus our energy on is how do we get you to sell, right? And in selling, a lot of salespeople, think about closing. So, you hear things like, oh, closing, I have people I want to sell to, but I just cannot close. By the way, if you can still hear me, just type yes, just so that I know that because it's very, very. Oh, great. Thanks, Miss Monica. Right. So people say, oh, I don't, I'm not been able to close my clients. They're not closing. I'm of the opinion that a lot of people do not really have that much of a closing problem. What they have, right, oftentimes is a marketing problem. They're not talking to enough people, or rather, they're not getting enough people to know as much about them as they possibly could. So I'll give you a perfect example. And I mean, many of you have heard me use this analogy a lot of times, right? So where I live now, right, like down this my road here, I have some very big boys in my streets, in my estate, right? Very big boys, So I have people who, they own Rolls Royce, they drive, Maybach, all that kind of stuff, right? In fact, one of the members of our community who sells luxury cars just sold a Rolls Royce Cullinan yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. He just sold a Rolls Royce Cullinan on Friday for 900 million, right? And that's a 2020 Rolls Royce Cullinan, so it's not even like a recent car. And it's just I have neighbors who sell that stuff. So imagine if that guy wants to sell a Rolls Royce and then he comes to my street, sees everybody, maybe on a particular day, most people don't pack their things outside, but on a particular day where, it just, they just decide. And so they decide to pack all their cars outside. He sees all the Rolls Royce and decides, this guy need to get Rolls Royce now. Let's enter his house and ask him to buy a Rolls Royce. Well, I would love the compliment. And even if he talks to me and I'm very, very inspired and I see the reason and whatever. In fact, maybe I'm so inspired, I'm even floating. My leg leaves the ground. Inspiration wants to kill me. No matter how inspiration wants to kill me, right? I can't make a buying decision for a Rolls Royce now. I might be able to make it in 6 months or maybe 12 months or whatever it is. But I mean, a Rolls Royce sometimes gets as much as $1 million, and in some cases, like my friend just sold, you spend about 900 million. I mean, if you're buying a 900 million car, I hope you don't have 900 million in your account. I mean, you should have multiples of that kind of money, and so that you can, buy that kind of car out of a lot of money. Except you have village people problems, right? So the key is, however, if that guy decides and he comes through the entire estate, I'm sure he would find one person. So sometimes we talk to a few people and we expect to see results when we should be talking to every single person. So what is marketing? What is marketing? So I'm going to try and see if I can make this as interactive as possible. So what is marketing? So marketing is not sales, right? Marketing is everything you do, all the efforts that we make to ensure and this is very key here, please, our ideal customers, and we'll talk about how do you figure out what ideal is. Our ideal customers to know us, and that means know that we exist, know enough about us to be able to know enough about us to even like us, and perhaps learn a lot more about us to be able to trust us, right? So, for example, if somebody might have heard of of Limb Simple, for example, and then maybe we find a way to get the person into our strategy, into our community. You get all these daily videos, so now you get an opportunity to perhaps like us, and then you see some of the testimonials of the people that we've worked with, and then you get the opportunity to trust us, and then you want to come in to the community and do what have you, as you would, right? So marketing gets people to know, like, and trust you. Now sales is what then converts this KLT, right, into cash flow, right? So it's possible that people know you, like you, trust you, and yet they haven't bought anything from you, right? So you haven't been able to figure out how to convert that into cash flow, right? How many of us here know people in our lives who know us, they like us, they trust us, but they just haven't bought anything from us. Anybody, if you're in that category, write me. They don't bought anything from you, and they're in a space where they should, but they haven't bought anything from you, right? So sales is about how do you convert that into cash flow, right? So it's very, very important for us to know that, right? Now, to be able to then market effectively, you have to think about the concept of marketing channels. So marketing channels are, and I'm going to explain this and then ask you how many marketing channels you have. So marketing channels are ways by which the customer gets to you, right? So I want to do a quick head count here, and if you want to, if you can unmute yourself, or rather, if you want to speak, don't unmute yourself. Just raise up your hand. I would unmute. I'd allow you to be able to unmute yourself, and then you can speak. So here's the question I want to ask: how many of us here? How many ways do you currently have that clients can find you? How many ways do you currently have? How many marketing channels do you have? Is there anybody that wants to try that? Blessed, or Stephanie. So let's do Stephanie, since Stephanie, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, hi everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So the marketing channels I have is WhatsApp, Instagram,
Wait,
and
no, don't be too fast. Don't be
Facebook.
fast. You said WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, Instagram
Okay.
and Facebook
Instagram,
and Facebook.
Facebook. So
Yeah, and then lastly, word of mouth referral. Yeah.
you see these two, you call them social media. This is a messenger. So this is one, this is two, and then word of mouth, Abby. So that's three.
Yes, sir.
So essentially you have three main sources of getting business, of getting clients to know you, right? Like you, trust you. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Because I'm gonna share 11 of them today. 11 that you could use. So I want to just know how many of us have. So anybody else? Ige, do you want to give it a go?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So,
Yeah, let's
number one should be content marketing for me. So, content marketing across different social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook. Then, number two, YouTube, like using YouTube, dropping educational content on YouTube. Three, live sessions
I didn't hear you.
live sessions. That's like doing kind of
Live,
like
okay.
yeah, live
Okay.
sessions. Then we also do free tutorials. We do tutorials, so we have free tutorials that we do.
But isn't live session a free tutorial?
No, live sessions can be on what we
Okay,
bring
like
speakers that
Instagram
have
and all
done
that.
very well. Yeah,
Okay.
something like a webinar, just for like bringing people that have done well to come and share they have been able to achieve that result. Then the free tutorials we do it to show them how good we are. So these are the ones I can think of right now.
So essentially, based on my own model, you only have two. So social media, your live session, your YouTube, and all that is really just under social media. All right. So we would explore. There are 9 other ones that I would share here that might be useful to you. Anybody else? Anybody? You want to unmute yourself? Let us know what you do, and just how many channels you currently have, as far as your business is concerned. Anybody?
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm Joseph. I'm a digital marketer also.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a digital marketer, and also I'm a business owner under P1.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so those are the. Okay, currently I work on as a digital marketer. I've explored much of the handles more. Yeah, but majorly my business is just we have a website, we have a social media account like the Instagram and the Facebook. Currently, we have access to be verified right now on Instagram, and
Sorry,
also
just say it again. You say your websites.
yeah, a website.
Okay.
Yeah, we have our social media handles, all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, social media handles. And I think these are basic things we use apart from the other up the high level, the HubSpot, the other stuffs we use for internal marketing and email marketing. Yeah, that's the accounts we use.
Okay. So email marketing is another one.
Yeah,
Okay.
email marketing. Yeah, it's on there. Yeah.
So
So
you have you have 3. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'll take one more and then we'll proceed. Just one more. Anybody who wants to give it a go?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Hello, good
Okay.
evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Different platforms to market is Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, email
So all that
marketing, YouTube.
all that is social media. So that's one.
Okay.
Email
Okay.
marketing is another one. So that's 2. Which other one?
Mm. Pinterest.
Pinterest is on that social media.
Okay. I think that's all I know.
Okay, great. So
Okay.
I'm saying that because you see what we can all find is while it is very it's easy to say that we're not getting as much sales. What we're beginning to find now is, and even the 11 I'm going to share, I believe is not even exhaustive. I think that you could find a lot more. The 11 that I'm sharing is the 11 that we have even mastered inside of our inside of Limp Simple. So the way we like to work is, those of us who came to the last session with the Gutrico, he said, learn to do, practice to teach. So that's sort of the module that I do. I learn to do it, and then I only teach what I've practiced. I think it's a lot better. I think it's a lot practical, and I think people get more value from that. So we're going to be, this is something that we've used within our company that has worked really well. We've worked with a number of companies with it. It's worked stupendously well. And hopefully it'll work well for you too, right? So before we get into being able to figure out the marketing, we need to figure out who is our ideal customer, right? Who should we be marketing for, right? So right now, so let me try. Anybody who wants to volunteer? So I want to try this activity with 2 or 3 people, and in varying industries, so that we can identify something. So I'd like somebody in real estate. I'd like somebody maybe in fashion. I'd like somebody from any other industry, but 1 person each from these spaces. Anybody wants to give it a go? You can unmute yourself and talk.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Stephanie. So what do you do?
All right. Yeah, I'm a forex trader and I affiliate with a broker, so I'm a forex trader and a network marketer.
You're what? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the first
I'm
one.
a forex trader. Forex trader.
Forex trader. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So forex trader, you really just trade forex now. So
Yeah, aside from
do
that, I have an
okay.
academy that teaches people how to trade. So I'm
So
more
you're
of
an
a network
educator now.
marketer.
You're an
Yeah.
educator. You're not a forex trader. You're an educator. So because you have an academy. Can you move to somewhere that is quiet?
All right.
You need to move to somewhere that is quiet so that we can have this conversation. Okay.
Okay. So, go on.
Okay, better now. So this academy that you have, that you train people, what does it cost to be able to get in? What does it cost for somebody to be able to afford to get into your academy?
Okay, it costs just 150K, 150,000.
So 150,000. So good. So this is very important because while most businesses they say things like, oh, there is 219 million Nigerians. If I can just get 0.001% of them, that's bullshit. Because the moment you put a price tag to your product, you eliminate a couple of people. So first, I want to learn Forex, for example, and I want to come to your academy. the cost is 150K, right? Good. So are you in Lagos? Is it a physical academy or a virtual one?
It is both. I'm in Lagos, and then we have physical learning center. Then we also have an online.
Good. So if somebody wants to be able to attend, if somebody lives in Lagos and the person wants to be able to attend your academy, right? Assuming the person can afford 150K, where if the person lives on the mainland, where would this person most likely live? Somebody who can afford 150K for how long is the class? 2 days, 3 days, 1 week?
It's just for a month.
For a month. So is it like
Yeah.
every day or every weekend or something?
Let's just say twice a week. It's fine.
Twice a week. So this person must have time and then must have money. Because twice a week, is it during the day or in the evening?
It is during the day. During the day.
Okay. You don't want to do your classes on the weekend?
The only thing we have on the weekend is recording, like a video recording.
You know why I'm saying that? Let me explain why I'm saying that. So I want a side hustle. I want a second income, right? I want a second income. I have a job. I want a second income. And I've figured out that what I want to do is Forex. I have 150K to spend, but you require me to come 2 times a week. Now, the moment you require me to come 2 times a week, during working hours, you have eliminated a large chunk of the people who should come to your academy. So you are left with 2 options. People who have no jobs, who technically should have no money and would have to be sponsored by somebody, or people who are willing to take 2 days off every single week for a whole month. That's quite unlikely. So do you want to readjust your business and say the 2 days a week would be weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, physical classes, during the week, virtual classes in the evenings? Because by putting it during the week during working hours, you've eliminated a large chunk. In fact, you've eliminated the larger chunk of people who, because the people who, there are people who have money and they have time, they might not need a side hustle, right? You're looking for people who have some money and they want to multiply that money. And yet you've created a system for which they can. How many of us here understand what I'm talking about, right? You have a business, it's targeting a group of people, but the structure of the business does not even allow those people to be able to access, to access what you're doing. So Stephanie, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, sir. Like I said, we also have online classes, so it's not compulsory that these people have to, leave their comfort to actually learn for it. And then we also have recording videos that they can fall back to.
I get it, but if I had an option to pick between a physical class and an online class, which is essentially recorded videos and the likes, I'd like a class for which, because Forex is it's a practice skill, right? It's not it's not like the subjects you learn in school. It's a learn and do type thing, and having somebody who would guide you through the process is very, very important. Just think about it, right? Test it out next month, right? Do a live class Saturday, Sunday. I know it might take some of your time, but that's the cost of the business that you're in, right? So let me give you a perfect example, right? When we do the strategy factory, we do the strategy. So most people look at what we do and they don't see the deliberateness of what we do. So let me give you an instance. The strategy factory holds on Friday. The strategy factory does not hold on Saturday. And there's a reason why the strategy factory does not hold on Saturday. The strategy factory doesn't hold on Saturday primarily because entrepreneurs, right? It's easier for entrepreneurs to take a day off in the week than to take a day off in the weekend. An entrepreneur has worked Monday through Friday. On Saturday, he has networking to do, so he might have to go to some parties. he has to rest, he has to, then you come and ask them to learn, most likely not, right? So they are not going to be able to come. Now, are there people who have jobs who come to the Strategy Factory? Yes. We want it to be, for you to be able to come to Strategy Factory, you must be either a top level decision maker in your organization, so the organization invests that much in you, or you are deliberate enough to think 2-3 months ahead and then set a time to attend. Now, you also notice most people who do like the convention, most people who do conventions, who do sessions like this, they will pick it, they will do, since it's a 2-day stuff, they will do Friday and Saturday. No, we do the Strategy Group Convention on Monday and Tuesday. Why did we pick Monday and Tuesday? Because we want people to, we want these entrepreneurs or these people coming to this event to come straight from the weekend, because their brain is not filled up. If we put it on Thursday and Friday, or put it on Tuesday and Wednesday, or put it on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is, we would not get the best of them. They would come in with, they would have, how many of us have entered into a week, right? You've entered into a week, right? And it's Wednesday morning. You feel like the week has given you enough basketballs. The week has carried you like a Jackson glove, and as you know, I mean, your life has almost finished. If you're in that category, I want you to type yes. So the thing is, you want to be very, very, you want to find what's the best time to be able. Now, if I'm doing a training, let's say a training for people that are working, and it's an open training, being that, I want them, it's not a training that their office will send them to. It's a training that they will come and do by themselves. I would never do it on a weekday. I'll do it on a weekend. But if I'm doing a training that is focused on employees, and I intend, or like an organization calls me and the organization tells me, oh, we need you to do this training for our staff, blah, 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 blah. And the CEO says, okay, great. I say, what did you want to do it? The guy says, on Saturday. I say, no, I don't, because there's something called audience analysis. The moment you do that and you show up in that place, they're already angry, because this organization took Monday to Friday of their time and it's taking Saturday. They will not even imagine that this class is supposed to transform their life, to improve their capacity to perform or whatever. No, all they see is you coming to take their Saturday away. So you want to make sure that you think about the kind of people. If your training is 150K, there's going to be a lot of people, because the industry you play is in the gig economy. So there's going to be a lot of people that are already occupied doing something, but we want to learn that and give them the best opportunity. So let's try somebody else, right? So you have to think about anybody else who wants to unmute.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Anybody else?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm a food vendor.
Food vendor. So when you say food vendor, what do you mean? What do you like?
I'm a caterer. I do food delivery.
Okay, good. So you
Yes.
cook. Do you cook food like soups and all that, or you cook like typical meals and deliver?
I cook like soups in bowls, in trays, and
Okay.
sometimes I do packages like surprise packages, food box, and all that.
Okay, beautiful. Let me see who's talking. This is Chinua. Great. So you do that, right? So on the average, how much is a typical bowl for you? I know that
I can hear you.
I also buy food bowls. I've been buying food bowls for like 8 years from a particular company. So how much is typical? How much is so if somebody were to buy pretty much the soup that they need from you for a month,
Okay.
right? How much would they spend? How much does your typical customer spend with you every month?
The list, like some people want to just have like 5 kind of soups, and some would tell me the one they love most, they want it to be in 5 liters. The other one that they want to just add to it could just be in 3 liters, some 2 liters. So, and most times they spend like 250K for soups. So if they're going to be adding like sides like pepper soups and some other sides, I think the max I've done is 320, I guess. Yeah, 320. And that
Good.
20 was because the person actually ordered some wraps of moi moi to store. So that was why it's say, and
Fantastic.
from her testimonies, she was able to, take it. And they are family of I think they are family of 3, she and her baby and her husband. So they were able to, like, make do with it for a whole month, though they are, like, according to her, they have few visitors in a month, so they
Yeah.
could, still cope with that 5 liters.
Fantastic. So this lady that bought this thing from, where does she live?
She stays at First Stack.
First Stack. What does she do?
And what happened is, I think she worked with this microfinance, so she's usually very busy, and I just think personally,
How
she's
much
not
do you
the,
think she earns? How much do you think she earns?
I don't know, but I know she's big. She's big, and the husband is very, very big. So I I don't really know,
Beautiful.
and I don't think she's not the one paying anyway.
How were you able to reach them? How did
I
they find
can't.
you? How did they find you?
Okay, it was actually a referral. It was a referral.
So
It was
who
a
referred
referral.
them?
Is someone that patronized me, and actually the person didn't really patronize me like that. It was his friend. So when he tasted it, and I guess the lady was talking about getting a food vendor, so she now, like, she knows someone that maybe you just give her a trial, and if you like her, you can continue. And that's how we started the whole thing.
So this friend that recommended you to this lady, did you send him a bowl of food?
I usually, like, what I do, like, I even started that like some months back, because of the way, the patronage was coming friendly. So I use, what I do is, once that lady order anything, I usually send. Sometimes she will tell me she doesn't want anything, so I'll just, send her something by surprise. Sure, you get. So that's how I've been doing.
Who are you
I've been looking
sending?
at some surprise.
The same lady that is ordering, or somebody else?
I used to give to the person that that lady that connected me to her. But for the
Oh,
lady
okay,
that used
beautiful.
to order, sometimes I pack extra 2-liter bowls, or maybe like that. Most of the time she order momo. If it's 20 wraps, I do more than just like appreciate. I do that often, not just herself.
And she's and
I do
she's
that
and
often.
she's been your client for how long?
At least we started this thing. She contacted me April, but she started patronizing me May. And
And,
the
and
first time she patronized, it wasn't that big. It was just a very, I think about 50K order or something.
but now she buys from you every month. Right?
Sometimes, like, I think as at July, she didn't buy soup. She just ordered just rice and some things. But I'm very hopeful that she'll patronize this month, because she still had, like, according to her.
Okay, fantastic.
She's not the only one, actually. I have other people that patronize me, but we are being
Oh,
specific
definitely.
talking about.
Definitely. So so that we don't spend a lot of time here. Because once you start to look at the client, you want to start to ask the kind of person that can afford 250K, right? What type of person? What area are they going to live? What are they most likely doing? Because again, somebody who's going to need to spend 250K for food, somebody who's going to be able to spend 250K for food must be somebody who herself, her husband, they are quite busy. They should earn a certain amount. I mean, food budget should be not more than 20 to 30%, because rent usually we take about 30 to 40% of most people's earnings. Food should take about 10 to 20 or 30%. So if somebody is being able to pay this, they should earn somewhere around $1 million a month. So you're looking for people who earn $1 million a month, and then the people who earn $1 million a month, they have a certain worldview. Particularly in the case of Chinyere, there are people who are are very traditional in their thinking. They believe that their wives must cook the food and must cook it on the same day. Those kind of people are not your clients. Your job should not be to try to change the minds of people. Your job should be to find your audience. So you're looking for people, and you can tell that because your business should not target stay-at-home moms. You know, if you go to a place, even if you go to Ikoyi or any of this place, if a man refuses to allow his wife to work, there's a very high probability that the man is so traditional, he wants the wife to be available to cook and do all those things. So you're not looking for those kinds of people. You're looking for certain types of people that have a certain worldview that says, look, doesn't matter who cooks the food, you know, as long as the food tastes good, as long as we can eat, as long as we can eat great food, you know, we should be able to do business, you know, with you. And how best can you reach them is what we're going to discuss today, right? So the first channel we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about 11 of them today. The first channel we're going to talk about is ads, right? Now, every time I talk about a channel, I'm going to ask how many of us use this, right? And when I say ads, what I mean is ads, you must have a budget for ads. I don't care how small it is or how large it is critical that you have a budget. Now, like in the case of Chinyere now, right? Somebody says she cannot see my screen. Can anybody here see my screen? Just so that I'm sure that it's not from here, it's maybe internet or something. If you can see my screen, I want you to type screen so that I know that you can see my screen. Okay, great. So people can see the screen. Thank you. Thank you very much. So you want to check your internet, Precious. Right? So you want to have a budget. Like someone like Chinyere, for example, the beautiful thing about ads, because a lot of people who do business rely on just people referring them. And it's good. It's one of the challenges we're going to talk about. However, ads are so powerful. I don't care whether it's small. I mean, and I'm going to use a couple of stories that I have. One of them is I was doing a training somewhere, and I talked about this. And this lady started spending 10,000 naira. She's in real estate. She started spending 10,000 naira on ads. 10,000 naira is small. This was in 2020. 10,000 naira is so small. So, but she said she was going to do that every single month. Every single month, she's going to do 10,000 naira in ads. I think the 4th month in, these ads generated 4 leads. Please, I need to get my wife to get the children downstairs to not shout. All right, so give me a second, please. We have like my wife's daughter and her kids in the house
at the moment.
So back to what I was saying. So generated 4 leads, and out of the 4 leads, one person out of these 4 people bought a land of 4 million naira from her back in 2020, right? This same person, by the time it was 2022, spent 1 billion naira buying land from this lady, right? Now, I know most of us are impressed with the 1 billion naira, but how many of us can see here that if she didn't spend that 10,000 a month, she would not be able to get this 1 billion naira, right? And so the key is the consistency of the effort. The consistency of the effort that matters. The consistency of the effort that really, hey, thanks. Please, can they just quiet? So it's the consistency. So the most important thing here is you must have an ads budget, right? Doesn't matter how small it is, doesn't matter how large it is, it must be consistent, right? Because advertising, digital advertising, advertising across social media platforms, determining which one works best for you. Like, for example, for us now, we realized that we do better we still advertise on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and all that, but we get our best results advertising on YouTube, right? So we put a lot of I think about 75% of our advertising budget goes to YouTube, right? You know, do you understand? So the key here is that where we have to market every month. If you don't, there are people that would never ever meet you, because there are people that the people that you know do not know, right? So there's no how. You have to market, right? So how many of us here have a monthly budget? Monthly budget. No matter how big or how small, doesn't matter. You have a monthly budget for ads. I want you to type ads. ADS. You have a monthly budget, and you've sustained that budget at least the last 4 months. A monthly budget for ads. Now, the quality of the ads, the type of ads, and all that, you can be as creative as you can. You must study what's working and what's not working. So, like I said, we used to advertise on Instagram, Facebook a lot. You know, our ads budget is somewhere around 2 to 3 million a month, and we realized that it doesn't. Facebook and Instagram, we didn't get as much results, so we eventually pivoted to doing a lot. So I think about 75% of our budget goes to YouTube. I think, you know. So, but the key here is you must have, and it doesn't matter how small. How many of us here would now commit, right, to spending at least a minimum of 20K, right, on ads every month? So if you are at least commit 20K, if you're going to commit, type yes, just a little. It doesn't matter how large or how small it is, you have to commit, because there's no how somebody who does not know you would ever find you if you do not commit as little. But here's the thing. When you commit ads, remember I say you must commit and budget it, because what's happening to most of us is that we're going to spend the 20,000 naira this month, and then we're going to want it to produce something next month, you know, and produce something the month after. And if it doesn't work, then we shut down. No, the key to this thing is you have to pick a budget that is manageable. Our budget is high because of the convention. On a typical month, our budget is like $1 million on a typical month. So it's just high because we're sort of racing towards the convention now. So, and when we started our budget, we used to I've spent 20K on ads monthly before. We spent 30K on ads before. We spent 100K on ads before. We spent 300K on ads before. Doesn't matter. The key is spend as much as you can afford, right? But make sure that whatever it is that you choose is consistent, because especially once you do this activity here, ads is one of the things that can get you, because if I know where the people live, I can target that specific place, right? If I know what they do, I can target the specific occupation. If I know how much they earn, I can, how do you target people based on how much they earn? Okay, if somebody earns a lot of money, you can target people based on the kind of phone they use. If somebody makes a certain amount of money and is an iPhone user, is most likely going to be using an iPhone 12, iPhone 13, iPhone 14 and above. If somebody is an Android user, he's most likely going to be using Galaxy this and Fold this, and so you can target and know exactly how to find these people, right? And it doesn't mean that they would buy from you, but at least it means that they would know you, right? And you would start the journey towards now being able to do business with them, right? Very, very, very important. The second is referrals, right? So a lot of us have this locked in. A lot of us do this, or rather, a lot of us have this happen in our business. However, a lot of us have not done this deliberately. So when I talk about referrals, I'm talking about you instigating referrals, right? You being in control. Because what happens to most of us is that we sell to people, we have business people, we sell to them, and we just hope that they refer us, right? But the conversation I need us to have now is, how do I ensure that they refer us? How do I motivate them towards referring us? How do I get them to want to refer us, right? And depending on what industry you're in, I recommend that you. So think about it this way, right? So let me see if I can find what somebody does here, right? So, so let's take Ige for example. Ige, can you unmute yourself? Emmanuel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So think about it this way. You do tutorials for O-level students, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. O-level, I think, is that not WAEC, or which of them is it?
We do JAM and push it here, me and nursing specifically.
JAM and what?
Push it here, me and then School of Nursing.
Okay, JAM, CNA, School. Okay, beautiful. So these people, for example, are most likely anybody who comes to your referral classes must have finished secondary school, I believe.
Yes, sir. Most of them. Most of them.
Beautiful. So it means that they had classmates.
Very true. Yes, sir.
Right. How do we get those people to then bring their classmates? How do you get them? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to deliberately move in that direction, right? Secondly, now it depends on the kind of people, because there are some people that you are coaching if they have already left school who are paying for themselves, especially those School of Nursing people, and there are some people who you're coaching who their parents pay for them, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So the people who, for example, their parents pay for them, how many schools are you? Can you access around where you are, where you can get the school owners, the school directors, or whatever to refer you, bring you into their PTA, and you start having these conversations? Because referrals must be active. Anything in your business that is left to chance cannot be categorized as a revenue stream. Anything. The moment you do not have control over it, you cannot bank on it. That's why a lot of us cannot bank on referrals, because we do not instigate it, right? So in real estate, I always recommend you have people who can buy land from you, or people who know people that can buy land from you. Find a way to motivate them to make the connections. And I recommend that some people use gifts, buy gifts, do things, but ensure that you are in control of the conversation, and the conversation is not left in the hands of some esoteric being out there. No, right? Start to work with people to refer you, right? Even those of us that are Christians. I mean, when Joseph, interpreted the dream for those two guys, for the one that he said was going to be alive, he said, "Look, remember me when you get out here. Refer me when you get out here." He did not leave it to chance. He told him to refer him. Did he forget? Yes, he forgot. But he still remembered eventually at the right time, right? So the key here is you want to ensure that you are in the front foot. You are ensuring that you are the one leading that referral conversation, right? Because anybody who's bought anything from you knows other people that can buy. And those of us that are in the alumni group, I posted something a couple of days ago. I said, for a business to start, the entrepreneur has to sell, right? For a business to grow, the entrepreneur and the employee has to sell. For a business to scale, the entrepreneur, the employee, and the customer has to sell, right? And just take a look at any major business that you've seen today. Any major business has been a business in which the customers has been motivated to sell as vigorously as everybody else inside the organization. So get other people to sell. Get the people who use your product to sell. So someone like Chinyere, for example, the people who use your, who buy your soups, and how can you get them to sell for you or to refer you actively, right? You tell them that, oh, What if you told them that you had a something package ready for them on their birthdays? I remember we tried something like that with a particular it was a hairdressing salon. This was many years ago, and they had maybe about 200 clients that they had worked with over the years. And then we told the lady to launch that she was going to give everybody a free hair makeover on their birthdays. Right? And that they should text yes if they'd like to qualify for one. And then they text yes, and they said, okay, good. To qualify for a free makeover on your birthdays, get 5 of your friends to use our service before your birthday. Right? And once they get 5 of their friends to use their service before the birthday, they get a free makeover. They out of the 300 plus people, they were able to get maybe about 50 people to subscribe to this plan, and those 50 people brought in an additional 250 customers. Did you see that? 250 customers, and they qualified for their free hair makeover, which was again the service. You have to come with your own wig and what have you, but the cost of doing the hair and the likes is on them, right? So you want to be at the front foot, and you want to ensure. So how many of us are going to commit to be able to actively engage referrals, not passively? Because what used to happen is that the lady just used to wait for people to just refer her, and the likes, and eventually some people do, some people don't, but there's no strong reason why people should, right? And you must never forget, I said that any source of business that you do not have control over is not a source of business at all. So most people say, oh, my people come by referrals. Okay, that's good. Do you have control over that? Do you have some level of control? Do you instigate it? Do you make it happen in some way, shape, or form? If you don't, then it's not a channel for you. It's in the hand of God. And God's hand is very safe. Oh, don't get me wrong, bro. But it's important that some things to be in your own hands too. Right? Third is speaking engagement. What does speaking engagement mean? It means that find opportunities to speak to people about your business. So Chinyere, for example, who makes soup for a living, for example, right? Why can't you find opportunities in organizations to talk to them about work-life balance? Because what you're doing is that you're providing a service to people who want work-life integration. Maybe not balance, but integration, right? They want good food, they want to be great moms, they want to be great wives, and yet they want to also have a great office. But let me just give you one very quick pointer. Most people say, oh, I don't really know anybody, I'm not that important, I'm not invited to speak. Invite yourself. Everybody in this room has a WhatsApp group from your secondary school that somebody is inside. And I can assure you, there's somebody in your secondary school that has made it in life. All right? Maybe a few of them. All right? What you do is get into the group and instigate a conversation and say, you know what, can we start, doing a session, a voice call once a month where one of us who is doing any business can come and teach people about something that pertains to their business that can improve their lives. And when you give that kind of suggestion, don't be the first person to offer yourself so that they don't know that you planned it. Call somebody and say, so and so, you're a doctor now, why don't you, teach us about medical service? Oh, you have Japa now, why don't you teach us about how to Japa in 2025? That kind of thing. They will come, they will do a voice note, everybody will enjoy the process, and then the next month will be your turn. And then if you're Chinyere, you come on and you talk about, look, why is it important that people must focus their energy on making money and outsource as many things as they can outsource so that they get the best of both worlds, right? If you are Ige, you can talk about the importance of tutorials and learning when it comes to academic success. If you are who else and what business do we have here? Let me go back down. If you're Lawrence, of course, You can talk about, you know, why it's important to hire a good finance department staff, like the ones that we talked about in our real estate scam video, right? You know, or why, you know, it's important to invest in real estate, you know, if you're James Uko. Do you understand? So the idea here is find opportunities. But if you can afford to, pay to speak, right? Look for events that your let me give you an instance. Chinyere, for example. Do you know Chinyere, if you can unmute yourself, right? Do you know there's a lady online called Duni's Kitchen? Have you heard of her?
Yes, I have. I think yes,
Good.
yes.
You know that she does she cooks pretty much what you do, right?
Yeah.
And she provides content, like, you know, blog content, video content, and the like. Do you know that about, is it 3 or 4 years ago, before the pandemic, she was invited by Wimbies, the largest female organization in Nigeria, to speak at their convention, and there were 5,000 people there.
My God.
I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying.
Yes,
So it doesn't, because if we say, oh, speaking again, you people would think that it's only people like myself or people in real estate and all that. This lady cooks for a living, and she had developed content. She had spoken so well that she was invited to come and talk about work-life integration to 6,000 Wimbies attendees. And that Wimbies is not a cheap program. They hold it in a hotel.
That's so.
They hold it in a hotel. Imagine if you spoke at Wimbi's conference to 5,000 people about
the
what
visibility alone.
I mean, just think about how many people you're not even going to be able to meet up with the others, you know, and the quality of others will be different. The kind of people, because that Wimbi's conference, everybody in that conference is the people you're looking for.
Yes.
They are busy people, they are senior management people, and they are women. And they want it all. They are already pursuing careers. They want a great life also. But you would never get that opportunity if you don't take smaller ones. Right? So are there organizations? Are there people? Are there places where you could take those opportunities and take this opportunity and start it now? Because whenever you talk to people, it increases their capacity to trust you. So find those opportunities. And if you can afford it, it's called pay to play. You're here, you run a real estate company, they're doing a tech conference, go ask them, okay, I'd like to support your tech conference with 2 million naira. However, what I want in return is I want you to host a panel session on the interface between real estate and technology. You know, and then you will call the moderator. You are the one that will prepare your own question by yourself. You will give the moderator, these are the questions I need you to ask me. And you will balance as if both of you are just meeting for the very first time. And he will ask you the question. You will answer it like somebody that went to school. And then eventually, after the meeting, some of these tech CEO guys will come and shake your hand and say, sir, how do we do business with you? Right? You are a tech CEO and you are looking for real estate people. You say, okay, rather than having a program, let me go and, you know, or you are like Mr. Ortega that has, you know, finance department hires that he does. Good. When Redan are doing an event, you know, you say, okay, Redan, you guys should be hosting training on managing finance now. Let me come and teach the session on managing finance. In fact, pay somebody in Redan and say, take 100K, take 500K. Let me teach a session on managing finance. So you get there, you talk about how the real estate people need to focus on real estate, but they need competent people in their finance department. And, you know, talk about all this real estate that have collected money. And, you know, both of us had a conversation in the group. A lot of those real estate CEOs are honest people, right? Who just got into a space that they didn't quite understand. And, you know, they got into trouble. But if they had somebody like yourself who had hired competent finance staff. Remember, most of these guys are hustlers. They didn't start out with a finance staff. And when they opened their business, the finance staff they could afford at the time was not the finance staff that they needed at this time when they were collecting 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion naira. Right? But if you go for those sessions, you'll be able to find this kind of. I don't know how many of us are with me. How many of us have gotten that? So it doesn't matter what business you are in. If there's a crowd, if there's a community, if there is a community of people that use your product, that use your service, and those community can be organized in any way, find a way and go and access them. It's that simple. Even if you have to pay for them, I'm telling you, even if you have to pay for them, right? I mean, I tell people, now I get a lot of opportunities. I speak at the House of Lords, I do all those things. The first time I went to speak, I didn't exactly speak for free. I had to do something that generated the money to be able to pay myself to go and speak, pay myself through to go and speak. Do you understand? But it's when you don't do it, when you do it and then you speak, then they say, this guy is correct, then they invite you another time. Right? 4 is organizations. And what is organizations? Organization means you must start to do business with groups of people. Right? Groups of people. Do business with groups of people. Right? You sell real estate, beautiful. Go and do business instead of selling one to each person. Connect with CEOs of real estate companies. CEO of real estate companies are easier to sell to, or organizations are easier to sell to if you know the right people than individuals. It's just somebody to sign a check, right? So, for example, you want to, let's say you do Forex. You're a Forex educator. Yeah, that's the right word, right? You're a Forex educator. Great. Go to churches. They have a youth program and say, look, I want to offer my Forex education pitch training to your youth church or your youth community. They will come, they will hear you. And then now, as a group, they are pulling people in as group, pulling people in numbers, not just pulling them in as individual people, Free Majesty frames as can refer out? Yes, royalty program. Yes. Again, depending on what industry, but yes, royalty program. Right? So you want to work with organizations, right? You want to, like when we talked about Mr. Lawrence going to Redan, or when we talk about Duni working with what's the name of our people, Wimbies or Chinere, probably doing the same, or Chinere, for example. I don't know I don't know what they call that thing, area you live, and maybe a church system and all that kind of stuff. Are there female fellowships in some churches have like a community for women, in those places, right? Can you work with those people to try and see how you can get them as a group, right? Talk to them. So you speak to them about that, and then you get them and say, okay, anybody coming from this group, this is what we're gonna get, right? So selling to corporate bodies, not just individuals, are very, very important. Number 5 is alumni, which is those who have bought from you. How do you get them to buy again? Oh, beautiful. As a makeup artist. Makeup. Let me finish you. And I'll tell you a direct story of someone that we've worked with in this area. You see, whenever you do, let's say as a makeup artist, for example, right? You're probably doing a wedding makeup, right? Abim Bola, unmute yourself, right? Let's have this gist, right? So you're probably doing a can you unmute yourself?
Hello, sir. Yes.
Good.
Good
So
evening,
you're
sir.
probably doing anytime a makeup artist is working, right? There's always a community of people celebrating, isn't it? It's not just one person. So let's say you're doing a makeup for a lady. So there's this particular lady, I'll give you, so there's this particular lady, she used to charge, this was a couple of years ago, she used to charge about 30,000 for her wedding makeup. And I think we got her to charge up to 200,000 for her wedding makeup. And how do we do that? We said, look, when somebody calls you and says they want to do the wedding makeup, don't just tell them your price and all that. You ask them some questions like, okay, what day is the wedding? What's the location of the wedding? What type of feeling do you want to have? Right? Do you want to feel? Do you want a Meghan Markle type feeling? Do you want to get them into the emotional place? Right? So eventually, when they get that and they buy from you, I always recommended to this lady. I said that the moment they get something from you, make sure that the price is enough for you to be able to give the lady in question a gift on her wedding day. And that gift should be, maybe something in the makeup kit that you think is very important that she can use on a day-to-day basis, right? So you do the makeup, you give her that small gift, or maybe even a small group of makeup products that you used for on that day. You give it to her as a gift, right? That's one, very, very important. You take a really nice picture of this lady, very, very nice picture. And then you're most likely going to do all the bridesmaids, have you?
Yes, sir.
Most likely, these bridesmaids are not married. True or true?
Yes, sir.
Good. So what you want to do is you get all of these bridesmaids, right? And then you get their dates, you get their phone numbers, you get their birthday, and you tell them that, look, I'd like to be able to offer you a free makeup makeover on your birthday for supporting your friend on her wedding day.
Okay.
So now, let's say you have, please can you move to someone that's quiet? Let's say this lady has 6 people in a bridal, whatever, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
on the average, now you have 6 people that you would be able to do a makeup for. They would come to you on their birthdays, so wherever it is that you are, wherever your studio is, they'll do a free makeup on their birthdays. So now, they're going to come do free makeup on their birthday. I can guarantee you now, 2 things I've asked you to do. Number 1, you've given a gift to the lady, and you've taken a picture of the lady, right? Good. Now, you've given a free opportunity to these 6 people. I can assure you, one of these 6 people is going to get married within the next 1 year. That one is sure. Or within the next 2 years, right? Because people move in groups. So if something happens for one of them, it most likely would happen for others as you go along. So see that picture that I have taken of this lady, right? Now this is why you have to charge well. I would get a small portrait, very small tabletop portrait, and I would frame that picture and keep it. I would send that picture to her on her 1-year anniversary.
Wow.
Right? I will send that picture on her 1-year anniversary. So I will have already taken the picture. I would have framed it. I will keep it. I will write the date there. On the day of her 1-year anniversary, I would send the picture to her. And then I say, look, I just wanted to remind you how beautiful you looked on your wedding day. See, you might still in marriage because that lady at that time, I already started hating the man. Say, which kind of motherfucker I marry like this. So you send that thing. But here's what she's going to do. That when she does that, remember that there are 6 people that are in a bridesmaid that you're already engaging, right? You're offering them something for free. So they know you somewhat, right?
Yes.
Then there's this picture that you have sent to this lady that she would get, and she might even post it and share it with her friends.
Okay, sir.
Now, when all those things happen, I'm telling you, see those 6 people, plus maybe how many people are following on Instagram, they are all your clients. And guess what? They would pay whatever price you charge. They would pay whatever price you
Please, I
charge.
have a question, sir.
Yeah, please ask before we move to the next one.
So most of the things you mentioned I've done them before.
Okay.
I've done a few sessions for clients. I've also given them birthday free makeover services.
Yeah.
But I realized that most time when it is free, they will come. But when it is time to pay money, that is when they will remember that they need to go to another place. So the issue of loyalty come to play.
So the first question I'd
That's
like to
number
ask,
one, sir.
yeah.
Then number two, for my client base, most of them are not young people. I deal with a lot of elderly women that goes to party often. So some can go to parties like 5, 6 times in a month. So, and they usually refer me to their friends, but I cannot own it because I don't know how to make them constantly refer me to their friends. And some of them are also emotionally attached. So they will tell me that I don't want my friend to know you because once they know you, they will snatch you away from me.
So how do you manage those ones?
That's why I'm asking that what can
So
I do
do
in
you
this?
take pictures? Do you take pictures of your people on your page? Do you take
Yes,
pictures of the people that you do
those
you do
that
pick up?
consent. Yes, so those that give me consent because I can't just take picture without asking for
I
their
know,
consent.
I know.
And most of these women, they are eye shots, big shots in the society. So they are not people that I can do anyhow with. So
Oh,
I have to be sure that they if they don't allow me to post their pictures, I cannot do it.
definitely. I'm not even asking that you post their pictures without their consent. If they agree, I would even ask that you do a collaborative post with them, right? But let me tell you one of the things that happens. You see, when you're a client to big people, right? Most people don't know that you have a lot of work to do. Let me explain. You see, if you're a client to big people and you don't invest a lot of money in marketing, and you don't build a brand that is so big, they will keep you as their best kept secret.
Mm, mm,
But if you build so I tell people, if you are working for big people, let me, I tell you, I've been in this case. I have a lot of top people that I consult for, that I coach for. I can't do pictures with them. I can't do videos with them. I can't do anything with them, right? But I realized that when I started to market aggressively, I started to put up billboards. I started to put up all these things everywhere. Guess what started to happen? They started to tell their friends that I am their coach.
wow.
Because at that time, it added to their reputation to say that I am their coach. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So many times when you are working with big shots and they are, hiding you, it's not because they don't, it's because they have you, and they have you at a price that they want to hide the quality of what you're doing. Because if their friend sees you, their friend will pay you better, or their friend will do this, so they want to keep you. However, if you build a brand that transcends that person, let me give you a perfect example. Who is the #1 makeup artist in the country?
BM Pro.
What did you call them?
Lamba Omoye
BM Pro.
Zaraline signature Chipo
BM
Empire.
Pro.
I don't know all these people, but this BM Crow now, or BL Crow, or whatever. These
BM
people
Pro.
that are
Banka
snapping
Meshida.
for you. These people that are okay, Banke me.
Meshida. Meshida.
So Banke Meshida. So if Banke
Yes, sir.
Meshida are taking a picture of that particular lady and says, "Oh, madam, I'd like to share it on my page," do you think the lady would have objected?
I don't think so.
So have you seen now that is the brand positioning that is the difference, right? So while you're making a lot of money from those guys, while you're making all that money, take a large chunk of that money and invest in your brand. The people that would allow you to show their faces, sponsor it, sponsor the transformation. Make sure that when you're doing the makeup, you have a camera person there snapping different direction from the beginning to the end, so that you can show the transformation story. Do you understand? Make a movie out of every single experience. There's a way you make the movie, and when you send it to them, they'll be like, this thing is too nice, post it. But as you do it, you create a large ripple effect. Because here's the thing, if people are hiding you, it is because it is not yet in their interest to identify with you. It doesn't add to their reputation to identify with you. And that's to solve that problem is on us, it's not on them. It's on us, it's not on them. Do you understand? So that's what I found out. That as I started to invest heavily and I'm building, billboards everywhere and all that kind of stuff, they'll be like, that's my coach. They will call me with this, their friend that they didn't want to tell since and say, so they will be telling somebody that's my coach. Now one says they lie. You say, let me call him, he will pick up now. They will not be using me to collect star. This guy said, this person is not believing that me and you are. Now say, come and coach me too. I say, I'm available. Do you understand? And it happens a lot to those of us who serve people in high society, rich people, and if you serve them and you are too conservative, and when you serve those kind of people, they pay you better than the average person. So you just realize, and if you get enough referrals, you're not even trying to move. You're just, those kind of people make you lazy. And don't forget that the day they stop using you, your business has dried up because you cannot tell anybody that they used you. And they've moved on. They've moved on like they never existed. So you have to build your own reputation so that it is in the interest of the people that are using you to identify with you. Or else it's gone on. I don't know if I've been able to help you a little bit.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much, sir.
Great. So, like I said, people who have bought from you, get them to buy other things from you, or get them to buy again and again and again. And how you do that is that you incentivize it, right? You incentivize it, right? Right? You give a little bit more value. So, for example, a large chunk of people in our community have bought into the convention. So at the end of this meeting, I'm going to be announcing on the 31st of August, we're doing a session, and it's exclusively for those that have paid for the convention. Exclusively for those, right? Everybody else can be in this kind of session, but we want to start a 90-day program with them. We want to design a program for them where in 90 days they would do as much money as they have made in the last 1 year. Right?
How much?
No, we'll get there. The program is the convention is about 600K, but there's a discount that we'll announce. But what I'm trying to explain is there are people inside the system that we can get to buy more. Next is social media. So those of us that do all the different social media things, this is where it is. Your digital, your YouTube, but here, what I mean here is not just your advert. I'm saying here that your digital or your social media life must match your branding. Right? Your social media life must match your branding. What does that mean? There are some of you, let's say you sell houses, or let's say you sell soup bowls, right? And your soup bowl is 250K, 400K, 500K per packs, for example, right? Anytime somebody Googles your name and somebody opens your pages, they must believe that you are worth the amount of money that you're asking for. So there are some pictures that must never appear on your social media page. Chilling on a Sunday afternoon, chilling with the folks at home, chilling on the street. How many of us remember those pictures that we used to post? Being real on the Saturday evening. Don't post it. Don't be real. See, I'm not saying that you should lie. I'm just saying be your best self, right? Oh my God. Be your best self online as you are offline. Because you see, many of us don't know. You see that who you are online is the real life. See that one that you live offline, I think is the real life. It's not the fake life. Yeah, because if somebody, so let's do a quick activity now. Quick activity. I want you to Google your name. Just go on Google, put your name, put your surname, and type search, and just see what will come out. Some of you will be shocked. You don't exist.
I exist.
There's some of you that do not exist. You don't exist.
I exist.
On God's
I'm
green earth.
sir.
And the second level is
I want more.
who is talking about you online. Who and who wrote about you. Some of you now, when you type it now, it's only LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook that links that could find you online. So some of you have businesses, you have not done Google My Business. So that if somebody Google your name, you appear as the CEO of your business. Do you understand? So people can know you. And Google My Business is free. It's free. They will come and they will send something to your house to be sure that it's your house, but it is free. But you are there. You are doing chili on a Sunday. Be chili on a Sunday. Any picture that is not professionally taken should not land on your pages anymore. Go and learn how to use your phone. You can if you are using an iPhone, there's a free iPhone photography course on YouTube. If you are using an Android phone, there's a free Android photography course on and if you are using whatever phone you're using, there are courses you can use so that you can take better quality pictures. Right? Because I used to ask people, okay, this place that you are now, this picture that you took now, if the president says he's coming to your house, is this how your house will look? No. Then arrange your house to be fine. Or if your house is not that fine, it's okay. Go somewhere else and be snapping picture. Go to Sheraton, buy 1,500 naira juice, sit down there, snap picture, come out, and then you have 25 pictures you can be posting. I'm telling you this thing. I've seen somebody make a decision off social media. So my client has a $5 million a month business. Is in Dubai. He comes to Nigeria. He wants to get married, but because he doesn't live in Nigeria, he asked me to recommend two event planners. I recommended two. One of them is like our sister that does things for big people. The things that you do for big people that you cannot share, you cannot. And then the other one, normal person, but very, very, very active social. This guy chose the normal person as opposed to the big person because of what he found on Instagram. Right? Ensure that you are doing right. Next is email marketing. Email marketing might not apply to a lot of us, but if you do business with people that are working class, you have to do email very well. If you do business with people that are, and let me shock Chinyere, you have to do email marketing.
Yes, please.
You have to do email marketing because the people that you're doing work with, they use email very well. If they don't check email for 2 days, they can get fired. So, email marketing. Do you have a newsletter you send out every week? Do you understand about the health?
No.
Do you understand about the health of your product? About why it's important to eat healthy? Do you understand so many things? The person who we buy soups from, she puts out content. In summer holiday, she would invite, children. She would do a kids summer camp. While she's doing the kids summer camp, it's the parents that she's targeting. By the time you send your kids summer camp, is it not the mother's number that you have? Before you know, the mother is ordering. We've been ordering now from them. It should be more than 6 years now. Do you understand? So, but if you do business with, entrepreneurs, they do a lot of WhatsApp. So, but if you do business with people abroad, you sell to people abroad, they do a lot of emails. So you want to use that. Next is community events, right? So the people who buy from you, find a way to build them into a community so that you can do different things for them. right? So find a way to be able to engage people in a community, inside a community. Now we do that. For example, this event for us is a community event, right? Some people would come in and then they would want to join the events. They would want to, buy whatever it is that they want to buy from us, whatever it is. But it's very, very critical that you do some community events. Next is drip list. This one is the one that most of us here are guilty of. Somebody has told you they are going to buy from you, but they have not bought, yet you have forgotten them. You have not called them.
Speak to me directly, sir.
You have, sir? Sorry, what did you say, man? I didn't hear what you said.
She said you should speak to her directly.
Oh, I'm speaking to you.
You're talking to her.
Call them. You call them. You don't leave them. See, let me tell you something. Anytime you sell to somebody, whatever you're selling, anytime you sell to somebody and the person buys immediately without questioning, you're not the one that did that work. It's somebody else. But that person, maybe when that person did the work, the client was not ready. He didn't have the money, he didn't have the time. Do you understand? And then when the person was not ready, that person had stopped following up. So I always recommend, how do you stay in touch? See, there are many ways. Because the problem with staying in touch is that a lot of us don't want to sound, we don't want to be bothering people. That's okay. The ability to stay in touch starts from when you're prospecting. Number one, when you're talking, I want to use somebody as an example, but it might be a tough. Does anybody here want? It might be a tough example, but if you're available, we can try that out, right? If you're available.
Use me, sir.
Okay.
Me, I'm available.
So Abimbola, what do you do? Tell us what you do.
I'm a makeup artist. I do makeup and I do semi-permanent makeup. That is microblading, microshading, combination brows.
Beautiful.
Then I do beads. I do ready to wear.
You know that doing plenty. Give me an example of somebody who, what's your highest value product? What's the most expensive product to do with you?
Like 300 for bridal jobs.
What is that? What is the product itself?
Bridal jobs, bridal makeup.
So bridal makeup, beautiful. So do you have people who have called you for bridal makeups and they didn't do it?
Yes.
Good. Give me an example of somebody. Call a name.
Okay, so her name is Ladon.
I didn't hear that.
Her name is Ladon. Ladon.
Okay, Ladon. Good. So what does Ladon do? What does she do?
She works with international organizations. I think she works with Disneyland. Yes.
With what?
She works with Disneyland.
Disneyland. Are you in the US?
No, I'm in Nigeria. She is in Nigeria and she goes and come back.
Okay. So she works in Disneyland where? Disneyland, Florida, Disneyland where? Paris where?
Florida.
So what does she do there?
What does she do? I think she's in the marketing department.
So why am I saying this? It's that at the beginning, you must find out information about your client that is beyond the product or service. You must know them so that you have other things to discuss with them in case they don't use your service. Anytime I meet a client, I want to find out as much as I can about them. In case they don't use my service, I can use the other things that are around their lives to stay in touch. That's one. Right? So Lado now, she's in the marketing department of Disneyland, meaning that she lives in the US.
Yes.
Right? Good. So she comes back. How often does she come back to Nigeria?
Like every 3 to 6 months.
Good. Why does she come back? Does she have a family here?
Yes, she has a family here. She has a husband in Ghana, but her parents lives in Nigeria. So she shuffles Ghana and Nigeria.
So she goes between Nigeria, Ghana, and the US, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So does she love Nigerian foods? She obviously would.
Yes.
Have you connected her to somebody who makes really nice Nigerian food that she can, anytime she's coming, she can always connect with that person?
I won't know when she will come now.
So that's the thing. You build that relationship. Let me give you an instance. I meet Ladun. Ladun is in the US. I say, okay, good. So Ladun, now that you travel around, you know that Ghana, the way they used to cook in that place, is the husband Ghanaian?
No, he's in Nigeria.
So the way they used to cook in that Ghana, that their food doesn't used to be sweet. So anytime you're coming, just let me know. I can have one of my friends arrange soups for you that you can always move around. Right? Now, this is how I network. When you meet people, first find out as much about what they do, connect them to some opportunities, and then they would never, because many times people would not do business with you immediately. Maybe because they are not ready, maybe because they don't trust you enough. If you build the relationships, right, what happens is that over time, they would warm up to you. But even if they don't warm up to you, you might even have a friend for a very long time. Most of us that are business people are too focused. We meet somebody today, we want the person to buy tomorrow. No, you build friendships. Friendship builds businesses.
But sir,
yes, madam.
So for our own case, it's a bit different because I've been doing a makeup for about 10 years now.
For the same lady?
Yes. And she wasn't married then. Even as an undergraduate, I was doing a makeup. But when it was time for her to get married, she said that.
Let me tell you. She said
that she wanted a big society wedding, and she wanted every vendor on her wedding to be a big shot.
Yes,
and that because I don't own that publicity on Instagram, that she cannot use it.
You're the one that caused it now. You're the one that caused it now. So how many of the weddings have you, how many weddings have you done? Have you sometimes when you do a wedding makeup, you pay Bella Niger so that your something can show on Bella Niger?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening,
it's marketing. It's marketing. You see now, so because this lady now, maybe all the while she's been paying you 2K for makeup. Now she's going to go and carry 2 million and pay somebody now.
Yes.
Do you know why she's going to pay that person? Because that person, when that person snaps picture, it goes on Bella Niger. So let me ask you now, how many interior, how many, this is what I used to plan wedding planners. How many high society wedding planners are your friends?
None.
Do you know somebody that works inside Bella Niger?
No.
So how is God going to help you now? Are you getting what I'm saying? It matters. It matters. Go and build a relationship with somebody inside Bella Niger. Build relationship, because there are people now. There are people that want to get married now, and the reason why they want to look at Davido's wedding, or the wedding ceremony, because they say he got married earlier. You know, I mean, what's not the reason why they did the wedding that elaborate? Because in the middle of last year, Davido had another stage with another lady, and when they came at her, she said he did not know that Davido was married. So they now wanted to do this wedding where let everybody know. Even Angel Mukaila in heaven, when he look outside, he said, Davido is married. OBO. Everybody in the whole world must know. So the purpose of that wedding was maximum publicity. That was the purpose of the wedding. So anybody that would be on that wedding must be somebody that can generate mileage for them. Do you understand? So there are projects like that. There are projects like, there are relationships you need to start to build. Because there are businesses that you will lose, and it will not be because you're not good. It will be because it is not befitting for the person to work with you. In fact, I was having a conversation with a friend this morning. I'm sure he's on this call. and I was talking about the reason why we as a business started to do a lot of things that we're doing. Why are we doing a lot of branding and marketing? You see, because sometimes, and this is very, very important for a lot of us, sometimes your success creates your failures. All right. So let me give you an instance.
That is deep. That is deep. And instructive.
Let me give you an instance. So let me give you an instance with myself. So I work with businesses, right? I've worked with businesses that they didn't know what they were doing. They were just starting. 2 naira business, 3 naira business, right? Now, but as their business starts to grow, right? The business crossed the first 50 million, right? And so what we do in our company is that we look at all of these people and we say, look, if what we are doing works, this 50 million naira business will become a 10 billion naira business. What would this business need at 10 billion? You see, because I don't want to be useful to them here, and then they now become a 10 billion naira business, and I cannot work with them. Not because I'm not good, but because at this level, it matters who they work with. It matters the profile of the company that they work with. And so if I don't build my profile to this level, they will get here and they will respect me. They'll say, well done, sir. Coach of life. We hear you, sir. We hear you, sir. But I'll be broke. Because they would not be able to pay me. I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say. So I tell people, if you truly believe in what you do, if you believe your product works, your service works, you must prepare for the people your clients will become after it works.
Say that again, sir. You must prepare for.
If you believe your product works, if you believe your service works, you must prepare for the people they will become after it works. In your case, Abimbola, Ladun has been doing makeup with you since school. Abi?
Yes, sir.
She has been paying you I'm sure she has paid you 500 naira before.
No. I'm not that cheap, sir. The least she paid was 12.5. Then.
What's the difference now?
12,500 was like 10 years ago was a big deal.
It's not different. 12,500 and 500 is the same thing. They are in the same WhatsApp group. It's just that 12.5 is like the admin of the WhatsApp group.
Close my door.
Do you understand? But she has paid you 12.5 before. Maybe she has paid you 50K before.
Yes.
Right? Do you understand? But this lady now was elevating to a level. Her life was changing. Her life was improving. So now she wants to do a wedding. But this wedding, right? Maybe she has had some exes that she want to use that wedding to show them where, your life is useless. My life has moved forward. So now, for this wedding to be a success, it must show on Bella Naija.
Yes,
it must show on Linda Ikeji.
Yes, she did.
It must show on she showed on Bella Naija.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, maybe on Linda Ikeji. There may be Gist Lover. Insta blog.
Yes.
So now that you see that this is the trajectory your people are going, these are the relationships you need to go and build. These are the relationships you need to go and build. So that, and you might not have access to all these platforms, but here's what you need to do. Go to Bella Naija every Saturday, every Sunday. You'll see brides, Abi, and they will put the handle for the people that did it, Abi. Good.
Yes.
You might not be able to build a relationship directly with Bella Naija. Build a relationship with each of those people. So you might leave the makeup person out. Who did the Ashoke? Build a relationship with that person. Who did you know why? Because you might have a relationship with the person who did the Ashoke. When Bella Naija posts it on Bella Naija, they will collect the handle of everybody.
Yes.
So the person that did the Ashoke is the one that is the correct plug, but they will add your own as makeup. Right? Who did the event planning? Do you understand? Who did the event planning? Become friends with that person. Get that person to get familiar with your work. Offer that person free makeup on their birthday, so that they can see how good you are. So that, because the person who did the event plan is one that will pick vendors. Okay, this vendor, she's very good. The next time you do she does a wedding at her level, you are on Bella.
My door now.
So the next time Ladu comes, now Ladu say, you have to be on Bella Nigeria.
This is going to close my door.
Go and check. Last week we were on Bella Nigeria last week. I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say. Right? So, having said that, drip list is very, very important. Build relationship with people. Next is networking. See, this is the most important one. See, the people you are looking for, they are not looking for you. Did you hear that? The people you are looking for, they are not looking for you. Yeah? So if you are ever going to meet them, it is you that will go and meet them, not the other way around. How many of us get what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying, if you understand what I'm saying, I want you to write, I understand. Because you see, why this is important is this. In Nigeria, we pray a very useless prayer. See that prayer? I'm very sure God doesn't understand. God doesn't answer that prayer. You know why I know God doesn't answer that prayer? Because everybody who prays that prayer, most of the people who pray that prayer, they are still poor. And this is what the prayer sounds like. Father, Lord, let the helper of destiny locate me in Jesus' name by fire. Some people don't add by fire, but they still add it. Right? Now, how many of us have ever prayed that prayer before? Don't raise up your hand though, so that we don't. So, but let me tell you what that prayer sounds like. I'll just explain so that you understand exactly what that prayer sounds like. This is what that prayer sounds like. Let me explain it. The prayer says, let the helper of destiny locate me in Jesus' name. This is how that prayer sounds. The prayer sounds like Dangote calls you now. And says, Ezekiel, I want to give you 10 billion naira cash. And then as Ezekiel, I say, thank you very much, sir. Only you one in the whole Africa. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. This is my house address. Did you hear what I said? Then when they say want to give me 10 billion, I'm sending Dangote my house address. I'm actually blood of God. I'm saying
Dangote can't come to your home, to your house now. You have to go to his office.
If Dangote tells me that he has 10 billion for him, I'm already there. I'm not coming there. I'm there. I've used Egbe Express. You know what Egbe Express is? Those of you that know, if you're old enough, you know Egbe Express. Egbe Express is you just
Egbe Express from Ekiti.
Egbe Express. When you just disappear and appear in front of him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? This is Egbe Express. But
yes, no.
So most of you, that prayer that you pray, that's how it sounds. It is the most arrogant and nonsensical prayer in the world. How can you expect that somebody that wants to help you will now have the sole responsibility? Some of you, this is how you want God to help you. You know, they will now wake Dangote up in the morning, in the middle of the night. Dangote will say, yes, Father, what's going on? He said, there's a boy I need you to help, Ezekiel Sholesi. He lives in Lagos. This is his phone number, 0817 0090. No, that's not how God. That's not. How is God going to help you? You're supposed to go to where you will meet him. Is this there for him to turn back and say, that's the guy? That's how some of you are your angel. The angel that they assigned to you in this life, he has given up on you. The angel has he's drinking paraga now. Because when they ask him, the angel that they've assigned to you, he just did. They say, I'm gonna leave him. You go, at least go reach heaven.
They go wise. Because
if you are in this room and you are sitting in your office for 3 days. Like 3 days, you are sitting inside office 3 days. You're not ready. What are you doing in the office? What money are you making inside the office? There's no money inside your office. The money is on the streets. It's on the streets. I don't understand. Inside my office, I don't get office. The place I sit down, we spent a lot of money renovating my office. But where I sit down in the office is we do not know no renovation, nothing everywhere, because it must be the most uncomfortable place in the place. Because it's when you now have fine office, big chair, everything, you now sit down and say, oh, CEO, MDC. Many of you are on Facebook, you see them, MD CEO at unemployed. Have you seen that one before? No, sorry. MD CEO at self-employed. That's the one that's on Facebook.
Yeah, self-employed, yes.
At self-employed. Have you seen that one before? That's what most of
Yes.
Yeah, MD CEO at self-employed. Because what are you MD CEO in? There's no money. You are there, you're in the office, you now come. And let me explain why this happens. A lot of you might not know this, but you got a lot of business education when you were growing up. Many of us, if not all of us, if you might probably be a bit, except if you're really young, but most of us grew up in environment, in streets where people sell things. People sell things on your streets, right?
Yes, 100%.
And when those people sell things, this is what happens. They open their shop, they set up, and they sit down and wait, because everybody on the streets comes to them, right?
Yes.
Now, you might not know, but there's a large chunk of your business education that comes from that experience. That is making you begin to think. That's why you hear people say, I want to start a business, I need an office. So they will open an office. When they open an office, in their mind, they open an office, they will now come and sit down and expect business to come. If that is what you are doing, your angel has left you. Your angel has come and joined my own angel too, because what they are bringing for me is very heavy. They need extra hand to carry it. Because you go to places. There are places where your people are. Go there. Go there. There are rooms. I've gone with community members to rooms, and it's trying to raise $55 million. And inside the room, the guy says, look, I cannot help you with $5 million. It's too small. Go and design this thing and make it $100 million.
Wow.
This is inside. The person is probably on this call now. I'm telling you, I kid you not. The person is on this call. I'm telling you. But you
say that again. Say that again.
You, we're trying to raise $5 million. We're sitting down with this person, and the person says, look, it's easier for me to get you $100 million than $5 million.
That's huge. Wow.
And now that's the conversation that we are on now.
Wow.
I can't even tell you guys where the conversation has gotten to. If I tell you this iPad and all of your head can still explode. Because that conversation, let me even tell you, that conversation expanded so much that the conversation now has almost hit $1 billion in funding, and the funding is available.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, but see, to get those opportunities, there are rooms where you can find those opportunities. And I remember I had to force this guy to come into that room. Wait, no, guy, to get into that room, we had to fly out of the country for a meeting in a ultra high
in the house of Lord. Can you hear me?
Right? So the thing is, go to places. There are people, and it doesn't have to be big places. You just go to a place that the kind of people you're looking for. I mean, I did a training. I went to a training in March that cost me about 9.75 million to go for, including flight. And why did I go to that training? It's not because in fact, the person who organized training, I know him very well. I could learn all those things from him personally. But there were going to be 60 plus people in that training. I needed to sit down with 60 plus people who that kind of money was reasonable enough for them to spend for a 2-day training. You see, out of those people, I've done business with 3 of them now. 3 people from that place. 3 people. One of them, the value of my business with him so far is 6 million. Just one of them, value of business with him is 6 million. Right? I'm still Bisola is on the call here, right? We've done 500,000 once, and we have another 5. We have a 5 million transaction with them now. 6 million. If you don't go, you cannot be helped. There are places. You are CEO of a company. Your business needs relationships. Your business needs certain opportunities. There are places where those opportunities are easier to access than other places. Yeah? Based on what you can afford, get into the right rooms. Get into the right rooms. There is a room where your problem is not a problem. Do you understand? It's not the kind of problem they want to be discussing. Right? Where the kind of problem they want to be discussing is a bigger problem. There are rooms where, and most people don't realize this, but the quality of opportunities you get is depending on the quality of relationships that you have. And by the way, I'm not just saying that you should go to expensive rooms, right? Take Chinyere, for example, right? Where do ladies who are married, who are high-end professionals, where do they hang out? Right? For example, we talked about these Wimbies, right? You want to go to these Wimbies conferences, right? What kind of events can you find high-powered ladies? Do you understand? And you could have your business card and say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I help, highly placed professionals live a work-life integrated lifestyle. You say, what does that mean? So they have to focus on their work, and we take care of their kitchen. Chine, did you hear that one? You're supposed to pay me for that one while I just talk now. Right? They have to focus on their work, and we take care of their kitchen. Right? We help highly, we help high-value entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. So for example, Chine, are you aware of Ibuka Woshika's live series? Are you aware? Ibuka Woshika has a live series event that she always does, and it's for entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. Female entrepreneurs. Where she comes, she shares her experience with them, blah, blah, blah. Go for those meetings. You meet people. Join Wimbies. Wimbies has monthly meetups or quarterly meetups. I don't know which of them it is. Where they meet in restaurants, they meet in places. Join them. That's where you meet the kind of women that have 250,000 naira to spend per month on their soups. But maybe you have a lot of angels that you have put on duty that is bringing the jobs to you, right? Allow your angels' work to be easy, small. All right. And lastly, your WhatsApp status. A lot of people don't use this. Now, this is the reason why I said network and build relationships. Because if you build relationships and you stay in touch with people, people will have your contact. If they have your contact, what happens is that you can see their status, they can see your status. Post your business on your status. But don't just your business. Post at different times of the day, not just once. Every time you post, you get up on people's lists. And let me tell you, those of you, do you have people that you're following up on? If I have people I'm following up, I used to check their WhatsApp status too. Sometimes somebody posts something on their status that is funny. Follow them and laugh. I know if for you, I know your life is very, very hard and things are very hard for you. You don't even have to laugh. Just press the laugh emoji and press it. Just press it for them. Because you never listen. Because people, you don't know when you can get into the heart of somebody. I will press the laugh emoji, we will smile, we will laugh. One of my clients to posted something today. I don't press laugh emoji, we don't laugh, everything. The conversation is, you want to keep the conversation going. You'd never know how much that conversation can expand. Let me tell you a funny story. So we had somebody that I've been trying to follow up on, right? We had a conversation we're supposed to have. And it was difficult. It was very difficult reaching out to this lady. She was never really available, right? But I always, there are people that I check their status. You know, when you on status, you can search. I search their status out on a daily basis. I would just to search. So one time she posted, I don't know, many of us might have seen this picture. It was going around on Facebook one time where somebody posted that I would rather take 5K. I'll take 5K rather than 14 million naira with disrespect. Did you see that? I mean, I saw that stuff. All right. So this lady posted that picture, and then underneath it, she now wrote, "Me, I like disrespect too." So as I see that post now, and I'll reply that it be like saying, "Now me and you like disrespect together, because I will collect 14 million disrespect than 5 million." So both of us started laughing and chatting. Remember, this lady, I've been trying to reach her for a week, 2 weeks. It was difficult to find the time. So both of us started to just chat and disrespect. We just started chatting about this disrespect matter. And after like 2 or 3 minutes of chatting, I said, "Oh, by the way, are you available now for a call?" She must be available now, because both of us have just been chatting about disrespect now. So you cannot come and say, "Oh, I'm not available." Do you understand what I'm saying? The key here, right, is engage people. WhatsApp is the most personal social media tool that you have. WhatsApp status is the most personal social media tool that you have. The other thing that I do is that when I post a couple of things, it's recorded. Oh, and somebody will post it. It's recorded, so you can always get it recorded. So when I post different things, I go and I chat people that have viewed my WhatsApp status. So I don't just wait for them and their anointing to be calling me. I will call them, I will chat them. "Thank you very much for viewing my status. Would you want us to have a discussion about this?" But some of you, pride. I don't know how people can be proud and broke. Money you do not have. Somebody check your status, you did not check him back. Somebody post, somebody that you know is supposed to give you better money, post funny video on WhatsApp status. You just see it and you walk up past as if you did not pass. You laugh, follow the person and laugh. Just type laugh. Just type laugh emoji. It's even easy. Just type it. No, but you will not type it.
Visibility is everything.
You will not type it. You'll be allowing pride. Let them not know that I'm not serious. See, let me explain something. Some of the most serious people in your life are not as serious as you think. I have one. See, let me see. My people, my motivational speaker friends, they will hate me for this. I'm about to say. We motivational speaker, we consultant, we used to teach you that everybody that is making it in life, their life is very planned. They know what they want to do. They wake up at 5 o'clock. They wake up. They know what's happening at 7. They see. It's when you get close to billionaires, you know that those things don't follow. I have one billionaire client like that. This lady, at some point, was earning $500,000 a month that I know of. She was hardworking. In fact, I had never met anybody in my life till today that works as hard as that woman. She works hard, she's late to, it's work that killed her. God forgive me, and it's the truth. Even her husband knows. Somebody work to death, and this is not like concrete work, like work. She work, and work to death. But see this woman and Telemundo, they are 5 and 6, Telemundo, blood of God. When I see the man watching Telemundo, I say, but look what principle. I say, look, there's some things you just do to be calming down. So the people that you think are very serious, there are parts of their life in which they're not as serious. You can find those parts of their life on their WhatsApp status if they post it. If they laugh, follow them and laugh. The key is to get conversations going. Because when conversation is happening, money is coming, right? Good. So that's the end of our stuff. But I just want to give you very, very important information before you leave, because we have a program that is critical to your success. And so we have a convention 18 and 19. So this is part of the convention series. This is for people that want to be part of the convention. It's a 2-day program, but it's not just about the 2 days. It's about everything that happens before that 2 days and everything that happens after the 2 days, right? So aside, for those that are willing to come, we want to do this meeting. So this is very, very important. You see this stuff? Very important. So the past 3 years, we've been working with our community, our mastermind community, and we've been helping them to figure out how they can do an entire year's revenue in 3 months. Right? I know a lot of you think that it's crazy, but let me show you. There are a couple of stories that we have, but take a look at this, right? So if you read this, I'll give you a few minutes to read it. Maybe I'll read it for you. 2023 has been, this was for 2023, right? 2023 has been an amazing thing. So I work with you and your team at the mastermind. We did $1 billion last year in revenue, just in the first quarter of 2023, working with you, we have already crossed the $1 billion mark. At the beginning of the year, in our strategy session with you, we agreed to a $5 billion goal. With the strategies and monitoring from your team, we are well on track to hit the goals and perhaps exceed it. With over $1 billion in Q1, I'm excited for what will come next. By the way, these guys ended this year with $6 billion, right, in revenue. This is this year. This is just this year. We have a couple of stories, but these are part of the ones that we documented. So this here was sent to us. This is their account statements January to March to April, and then this is what everything. January. This is everything that they had done. About $2 billion excess, but 205 in May, right? And then they did $2 billion the year before. So very, very important. Very, very important. So we have this program that we do, and the program is focused on helping you to be able to figure that out, right? And those who have paid part payment or full payment for the convention are going to participate in that program. But if you pay for the convention, aside from that program, you get virtual access to the Strategy Factory. You get the recorded version of the last year's convention. Those that are already in the group have already gotten it. And then we do 2 post-convention series. We have one for goal setting in December. We have one for strategy development in January. Exclusive monthly session, which includes this one that we're doing. And then we also give you access to the alumni community. But more than that is that we want to do this program, this 90-day program, we want to do it as an actual 90-day program. So every week I'll be sending in a video, to be able to get people focused on all the things they need to do to be able to recreate an entire year's revenue in 90 days, right? So it's going to kick off 31st of August and it's going to run all the way till November, right? So these are the speakers that we have at the convention. Nia Desanya, the first female president of Mauritius, Cosmos Maduka, Ugochukwu Emergo. All these people are people that we probably know. Top level, he built a business from 200 naira to over $10 billion. He's #1 performance strategist. She is a global icon. I mean, I've had the opportunity. He's a top level philosopher. Many of us here probably know him. She used to be the first lady of Cross River State, but she's built a massive business spanning billions of naira. This man here is the CEO of the oldest company in Nigeria. The company was founded in 1860. He's an Indian, and the company has been around for 164 years. So you want to hear from this man. I mean, he's not up to 164 years. But what I loved about him is there's a particular. I mean, I remember one time when Big Cola destroyed Coca-Cola from the Nigerian market. Do you remember that time? If you remember that time, type yes. Big Cola. If you remember that time, just type Big Cola so I know that you are. This guy was the guy who masterminded the gorilla. Yeah, this guy was CEO at that time of Big Cola that masterminded the gorilla marketing that threw them off, right? So this guy. So Mr. Wale he spoke at the panel session at the fireside chat at the convention last year. It was amazing. It's really is a top level financier. And then Tosin is a real estate CEO. So we always like to have people from different industries who come to our event. So yeah, so with Mr. Oguchukwu, we had offered a 20% discount back then. So this is the costs. Abimbola, this is the cost that you would have access to if you commit within the next 3 days. But you don't have to pay all. You have to pay. I think it's in 3 installments. If you commit, you can get to pay this. And then, of course, like you said, you would access that. So if you are interested in that offer, I need you to send yes to Bisola right now. And then once you send yes to Bisola, I want you to type sent in the chat box so that I know who has sent it, so that I can, pay attention to you and maybe even provide some added value to you in person, right? So if you're gonna come, Master Jackie, you don't send yes. You don't need to send yes. So Master Jackie is. This is the contact here now. The contact is on my screen.
I don't. Hello. Good evening,
Yes.
everyone.
Yes,
I just want to boost the new members. I want to boost their morale. That's why I sent it. Yes.
So, because
Yeah.
you're in a
So
mastermind, you're coming.
I know. I just did it on purpose. Yeah. I want to
thank you.
let the scent be flowing. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, man.
All right.
Everybody, Barrister Jackie is a senior member of the community, senior member. Thank you. So those of us that have sent yes, you have 3 days, you can make a commitment. And those that want to pay tonight, you can do that. This is the details here. And this is the number you could send. Just write send if you've sent a message to Bisola. Now, why are we doing this? From August 31st, we want to start working with this group of people, right? And our goal would be, share that content with you. It's going to be really, that evening, we're going to need about 2 hours plus. Share the content, give you a step-by-step process to be able to do this, and hopefully help you to be able to transform your entire business. So if you are interested, if you want to pay, you send the proof of payment to her, or you can send a text to Bisola and write send. Okay, good. So Stephanie said I should recap. 2 things I would recap for those who came in a little late. But this is also recorded. So everybody, remember when you were coming in, you put in your name and your phone number into the stuff. So tomorrow you would get a link. Everybody that is in this in this program will get a link with the recorded version of this class. You will get a link with the recorded version of this class sent to you directly tomorrow. Bisola would send that message to all of us. But okay, let's do the recap together, right? So that let's know if all of us were listening. So what was the first one? Anybody wants to write it out? So what was the first one? The first channel we mentioned. So the first channel we mentioned was ads. Thank you very much, Mr. Razak. So the first channel we mentioned was ads, right? And in ads, I mentioned that it was very, very important that we all had a budget, no matter how small the budget is, that ads provides you an opportunity to be able to consistently reach people, and the likes, right? What's the second one that we mentioned? Referrals. Thank you very much. So I said, why did we mention it as a channel? I said you have to take control of referrals. So referrals, it usually happens. Blessed Grace, just send a text to Bisola. This is the number here on the screen. She'll reach out to you immediately, right? So referrals is, but I mentioned that you have to make it an active channel, not just a passive channel. Active channel, meaning that you have to instigate people to refer you. So offer opportunities, realty programs, whatever it is, get people to refer you actively, right? Because everybody who's bought from you, whatever it is they bought from you, knows one person, two people, maybe 5 people who can buy. So everybody must generate business. What's the third one?
Sarah, speaking engagement.
Yeah, the third one is speaking engagements, right? What speaking engagement? I said find opportunities to talk, right? And if you don't even know anybody, go back to your secondary school WhatsApp group, get them to connect you, get everybody to work together to teach each other something, whatever it is, fine, right? But get that to happen. Very, 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 very important. All right. Speaking engagement is critical, and we used Chinere, for example. We talked about the fact that she needed to. We talked about the fact that she needed to be able to reach out to a number of people, and we mentioned Duni, who spoke at the WIMBIS conference. What's the next one? The fourth one. Organizations. So see now why I could write now. Everybody just pass, right? So the fourth one is organizations, right? What's organizations? Try to sell to people in groups, right? Don't just sell individually. Sometimes one transaction with the right person. I'll give you an instance. If you're a real estate person here, you should be making friends with CEOs, right? CEOs of companies that are not real estate companies. At the end of the year, they always have a lot of money to spend on real estate. I have people that I know who's called me and said, look, Ezekiel, I have 17 billion naira to allocate, to real estate. Do you know somebody that can help us out? So, if you know that person, that's 17 billion naira for you. What's the next one? What's the fifth one? Alumni, thank you. Which is the people that are bought from you. How do you get them to buy other things from you, right? How do you cross-sell, upsell? How do you get them to be able to buy something from you other than just that? What's the next one? 6.
Social media.
Social media. And here we say, right, use all the channels, but also make sure that everything you use, everywhere you appear, you look like the person that they should give the money you are asking for. For example, some of us need to go and check your Facebook profile picture, your Instagram profile picture, your LinkedIn profile picture, your TikTok profile picture. Make sure, even your WhatsApp. Some of you here now, you have a business and you have a phone line and your face is not on your WhatsApp DP. Why? Why? Even if it's your business, if it's your line, I'm not talking about the line that is dedicated to the business and it's handled by a staff. Even in my own company, right? In the different staff, whatever, it's a face that is there, right? It's a face that is there. It's important that it's a face. There are people that would not even do business with you if it's not a face. And it must be a properly taken picture. Spend some small change. And if you can't spend some change, go online, find out how to take a nice picture with your phone. Take a nice picture. Go to you might not be able to go to Studio 24. Go to photo. Let photo snap you. Take it. I'm telling you, if you see the reason why a lot of people have lost business, it will shock you. Number 7, so social media. Number 7 is email marketing. So we said, for example, this one, it does not necessarily apply to everybody, except if you do business with people who work. You don't do business with people who work, because most entrepreneurs, If you send them email, you guys call them to tell them that you send them email. Yeah, also then they do everything on WhatsApp. But if you work with people abroad or whatever, your email is very important. So number 8 is what? Community events. Good. Make sure that you do community events like what we're doing now. Some of you, community event might be Instagram Live, might be, all those kind of things. Get there, get people together and get them to buy from you. So that's community event, right? Number 9 is what? Drip lists, right? Drip list is make sure that you stay in touch with people. Stay in touch. If you don't stay in touch, somebody else is going to stay in touch. Somebody else is going to collect the money. Doesn't matter what it is. And I tell you, anytime you try to sell to somebody and they buy quickly, you're not the one that did that work. Somebody else has gotten them ready. You just came, like the Bible says, to enter into their harvest. And then number 10 is what? Networking. Good. Networking, it means the people, and I mentioned this, and please don't forget, if you forget anything that I said, don't forget, the people you are looking for are not looking for you. So if you must ever meet them, it is you that must go and find them. Right? And so I also mentioned that your business, if you are always in the office, you don't have a business, so you must be on the streets. I'm telling you, because even if you're a forex trader, dedicate 1 or 2 days for networking. Because yes, you might be trading and forex trading $2,000, $3,000, $10,000, but there is a relationship that you can generate, and that relationship, that person can give you $40,000 to trade. That person can give you $1 million to trade. But if you don't go into that room, how is that person going to meet you? You might be the best trader in the whole world. They won't know you. Right? So even if you're, whatever it is, and I think for the forex trader, you're new to LinkedIn, how do you join the community? I think there are 2 ways. Just send community to this number, right? So first is by coming to any one of our events, but we do have a group that people can just join and they get stuff from us on a day-to-day basis. If you send community to Bisola, I'm sure she can make that happen for you. And then number 11 is WhatsApp status, right? Yeah, ask your question, right? Ask your question. Right? Change your prayer point of change it, tell God to direct your step to where your helper is. So 11 is WhatsApp status, right? Use WhatsApp status, post a lot of it, but don't just post. Check the people that you are following up on. Check what they are posting. And be laughing with them, be smiling with them. Do you understand? Don't just be forming busy. Don't pass people's WhatsApp and just walk up past as if there's only them that something's happening. And then next, I mentioned that we have a strategy growth convention November 18 and 19, but those that are part of the convention early would get an opportunity to participate in our community events going forward. Thank you very much, Michelle Bamo. That's interesting. Where are you from? That's interesting. Razak said he had a question, so you can ask your question if you want to. I can take one more question. I want us to finish by 9:30. So.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
We can hear you, sir.
My name is Razak Duru. I'm a sales consultant, real estate sales consultant.
Okay.
So I have a question based on number 10, networking. So I attended an event and I spoke with I think the director of the organization in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I told him about real estate. So he said he has invested in real estate, and at this point, the products we are selling, he cannot buy that at that particular price. That he can use that money to invest and buy lands and get more.
Yeah.
So I told him that he can partner with us. So he gave me his number. I've been trying to reach out to him, but to no avail. What can I do in that situation?
Yes, let me help you. So, and I'm going to give you a story of exactly someone that we've worked with in this area. So first things first, networking, the goal of networking is not to sell. The goal of networking is to build relationship, and then the sales will come out of the relationship. So let me tell you what you should have done. You meet that man. So what does the man do?
He's the director of HFM, Mr.
Director of what?
HFM.
What's HFM?
What's Forex market?
Good. So what do? They help the trade in
They trade Forex. They are a broker.
They're a broker, right?
Yes, sir.
So good. What does that man need to advance his business?
He is very wealthy. He's like the director of
I'm asking you, what does the man need? Everybody needs something. What does that man need? Have you noticed that when you met him, you were not even thinking about him, you were only thinking about yourself?
Yes.
Never ask anybody for anything if you have not offered them anything.
Okay.
Never ask anybody for anything if you've not offered them anything. Let me tell you what I do. I meet somebody. Secondly, I find out as much as I can about them. Third, I connect them to opportunities. To an opportunity that can help them. Then I try to sell them something. Most people meet somebody and they try to sell. No. You meet. So let's take this HFM guy, for example. He's a director at HFM. They're a Forex trading arm, Abi.
Yes, a Forex trading brokerage.
So it means that he's constantly looking for people that want to trade Forex, and maybe he's looking for people that want to trade in large quantities, isn't it?
And they are looking for people to register with their broker.
They're looking for people to register. So they're looking for like just normal guys to register with their brokers, are they?
Yes.
Good. So imagine that I'm in a training like this, right? So there's I think Stephanie. So there's Stephanie here who runs a Forex academy, right? Right?
Yes,
Stephanie,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now, so this is why events are important. When I go for events, I collect contacts of what people do. So when I meet Mr. HFM director, I could say, oh, sir, since you're into this thing, I know a lady who runs a Forex academy. She teaches people how to do Forex. I think a strategic partnership between the both of you can even work.
Okay.
So now I say, okay, you know what? I'd like to call her and just connect the both of you. Now, will the man pick my call tomorrow if I'm trying to connect him to Stephanie? He will.
He will.
Because now the focus is on something for him, right?
Yes.
So I connect him to Stephanie. If I connect him to Stephanie, I have gained points on two levels. I've gained points with Stephanie because Stephanie now has a brokerage firm she can direct her people to, and maybe a deal that she can have with these people that they will give her some commission on everybody who comes from her, right? On the other hand, I've provided Mr. Director here with a pipeline of possible prospects. It's not until after that I will try to sell in what I do. So I'll tell you two stories. One, so I had a guy, who I'm sure he's even on this call. In our community, he sells. So one of the people that is even in our master, one of the people that we're working with, and he meets a guy at the gym, and gyms are very important. I tell people, anywhere you live, you will meet the best quality people in that area at the gym. Met this guy at the gym, and then I was talking. I said, "What does the guy do?" Find out what the guy does. The guy sells tiles. So good. So he connected the guy to one of the developers that he knows who is building. So that guy ends up supplying tiles to this guy. And as a result of that, This guy is committing to product of about 135 million from him. Did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
135 million. Connect people to opportunities, they listen to you. So second one is there's, I'm sure the other CEO also is also here. Well, this office 2 Fridays ago, and we're talking to the customer service person who deals with all the people. And there's this particular guy that they've been trying to get to buy something. He's not really responding. He's not even responding. I'm sure I said this now. WhatsApp message is not responding. Have you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So first things first, if you're trying to close the guy and you're sending a WhatsApp message and he's not responding, don't send WhatsApp messages anymore. Send text messages. Many people don't know that WhatsApp messages is a very high pressure. It's a very high pressure channel because, and if you notice, he's not even opening your WhatsApp message, Abi.
Yes.
You know why he's not opening it? Let me tell you why he's not opening it. Because the moment he opens your WhatsApp message, you will know he has opened it. And he will be under pressure to reply. And because he doesn't want to be under that pressure, most people don't know that there's a way to check a WhatsApp message that you have not opened and know what is there. And people will know, and it's still not open. Did you know that?
Yes, I do.
So I have 472 WhatsApp messages that I've not opened. But I know what's inside most of them. Billing.
Please, before we close, I have questions, please. Thank you, sir.
When you have money, billing go plenty, billing. Everybody won't come bill you. You don't check and we don't move. So send a text message. So I remember telling this lady, I think this guy, they were trying to get him to buy land, but the guy is in construction. So I picked her phone up and I sent the guy a text message through her phone. I said, "Hello, sir. Trust you're doing okay. I remember you mentioned to me that you're in construction. Is it okay if I connect you to our MD? Since we're in real estate company, we might definitely need your services. We shouldn't just be trying to get you to buy. There's an opportunity for you within our company to also do some construction work. Let me know when it's a good time to set up the meeting with my MD." This guy that has not picked this guy's phone for 3 weeks, this lady's phone for 3 weeks, sent a message within 30 minutes, replied and said, "Thank you very much. I'm available now." Now, if she had sent it as a WhatsApp message, he would not have replied. But as a text message, in fact, everybody in this room, how many of us in this room can attest to the fact that we have unread WhatsApp messages, right? True or true?
True.
But how many of us here have unread text messages? Nobody. Why? Because what text messages are low pressure. You can open it, you can read it, and you don't have to respond. Do you understand? And the person is not under pressure to respond immediately they've read it. So if you're having problems with following up with people and they're not reading your text message, your WhatsApp messages, find a way to connect with them. Find a way to connect them to opportunities and send it via text message. They'll respond.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Right?
I have a question, sir.
So I'll take one more.
Please, I have a question. No, if you can take me for 1 minute, please. Thank you.
Okay, so let's take both of you. So the guy first, because he had mentioned earlier, and then the lady.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. This group. I want to say a big thanks to everyone. Please, my own is a bit complicated somehow because all questions are none have talked about mine. I'm into logistics, international logistics. Anyway, I'm the MD of Snooker Companies. So recently, I have a very troublesome issue with most of my clients. Anyway, custom had about 4,000 kilograms of my goods. So, and that has been so hectic. My customers have been on me, police, Wala, so, and it worth a lot of millions. So I've been able to settle that of the government, that of the custom NAFDAC and all. And we are planning to start officially, like want to resume again very well. But the problem I want to see if we can settle is this: how do I get those customers who are aggrieved, who lost millions, who lost thousands? How do I get them back to my customer list again? Thank you.
You cannot. That's the easy answer. You cannot get them. And if you're ever going to get them, this is how you're going to get them. Keep building your business. Build your business so well. Build your brand so big that they realize that they shouldn't have left you in the first place, and they realize that I'm telling you, because you're good. It's a complete waste of your time to try to get them back. I mean, you put yourself in their shoes, right? Are you going to go back to somewhere where you lost money? You're not going to go back somewhere. Except if down the road you realize that that guy is the number one guy in the industry and you come back again. But you cannot, right? You have to understand that not everybody, the amount of people that you've lost is significantly insignificant compared to the amount of people that are available in the market for you to gain. So, focus on the new market that's available and serve those new markets beyond the normal way. Just do better for them. You know why? Let me tell you why you must do extra special for them. You see, because these new guys, if you work for them and you do so well for them, so well, they might even be instrumental for you to get the other people back. Because if somebody is working so well and I'm having an amazing time with them, then I go to my friend. Let's say my friend is Lawrence, and I say, Omo, this international logistics firm, amazing guy. So what's their name? Oh, Ezekiel Logistics. Ezekiel Logistics. They're very terrible. I had a terrible experience. I say, yeah, but with me, they are amazing. No? The guy says, He said, maybe they have changed. So you now say, okay. But me, I won't use them. But as me, I did now. Now, if you don't do extra for them, what's going to happen is that one day Lawrence is going to tell somebody that he uses Ezekiel Logistics. The person is going to tell Lawrence of his experience with Ezekiel Logistics. And if you have not done extra for them, that's the last day Lawrence is going to use you. But if you have done extra, like you have dropped your blood for the sake of these people, then Lawrence will stay with you because of the experience. And then that person will rethink his decision because of Lawrence's experience. But that you get them back, you're not getting them back. I'm telling you, you're not getting them back.
Okay, thank you very much.
So I don't know how many clients you've lost, but whoever it is that you have lost, there are more people in the ocean that you haven't gotten. There is no business that has died because of the customers they lost. Every business dies because of the customer that they did not talk to.
Okay.
There is no business in this world that has ever died because the customer left them. Every business that has died in this world has died because of a customer that they did not meet. No matter who leaves you, is who you have not met. That is your miracle. That is going to move forward. So forget them. Do not think about them. Do not hope that they come back. Because I know somewhere at the back of your head, you are saying, if they just come back, if they don't do business, before you know everybody, 2 billion, leave them. And the people that you have, hold those ones with your 2 hands. Serve them like you've never served anybody before in your life. Give them the service, choke them with quality service. Almost kill them. If they say you should bring it to their house, bring it to their house. Within what you can afford, don't go and kill yourself. Because not only would they alive, they do business.
Not be lie.
Okay, well, the last question with the lady. By the way, don't forget, for those of us that want to come for the convention, please send yes to Bisola and put a comment in the group that just says sent. So I know that you have sent it. Yeah, last question.
Good evening. My hand has been up for a while.
Sorry, I'm very sorry. Thank you. So let's hear it.
But then I think it has happened. I have a question so that people can take question. But then I'm happy to be in this community. and people are talking about what they are selling, and I am not selling. You know, the rent is high, and I'm not selling anything. I have no idea what to sell.
So your case is that you don't have an idea what to sell.
Yes.
Good. So that you're telling me that you do not have a business yet.
Well, there's one. I just remember there's one I do every December. These Honeywell packs, I sell them, and last year was, we had amazing sales, but it's just Christmas period that doesn't
So
sell really.
who did you sell them to?
Well, I sold them to people from my WhatsApp status. I spoke to my family members who also put on their WhatsApp status. I spoke to friends. I opened it. I sold on GG.
How many people did you sell them
to? I think we had less than 100 people that we sold.
So the things you sold to them, do they only need those things on Christmas, or do they need them afterwards?
Well, the Honeywell Christmas packs have food stuff in it, and usually we advise people to gift them as hampers. So instead of gifting somebody 10,000 naira, can give somebody the Honeywell pack. And in this community, in this economy where food is more appreciated.
So let us say that you are in the gifting business, have you?
Okay. I'm just hearing that another angle.
Yes, because there's a lady inside our community. I don't know if she's here. If Tony is here, please. She's in our mastermind community. She's in the gifting business, and her business does more than 2 billion a year. Gifting. She's here. She's not here. In fact, you know what I would do? Here's what I would do. If you send gifting to Bisola here, if Tony is not on this call, I would get your number from Bisola tomorrow. I'll talk to Tony about it, and I would send so that she can approve, and I would send you her number, and she'll talk to you and see if she can maybe coach you, mentor you in that process, right? Because I know that there was a time that she did some work with a few people who were in the gifting space, and then she was able to help them. And she, in fact, she's the one that does all the souvenirs, all the giftings that we do as a company. Every time I want to buy a gift for anybody, any of our big clients, she's the one we talk to. Anytime we do, like the convention that we're coming, all the gifts we're giving to all the participants, she's the one that gets them. She's one of those giftings for InterSwitch and a number of all these high-profile companies. What am I saying? I'm saying that you're telling people to gift things out, right? But gifting is not exclusive to December now, right? All these people that they have birthdays, their family has birthdays. There's a lot of things that they could gift people all year. They work in organizations give gifts. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do.
So
yes, I do, and I love.
Do you understand? So you really have a business, but you haven't seen it as one. You've treated it like a project, right? Exactly. So whatever happens, you take a chill pill when it's December. You wake up in November, sell a couple of things, But the beautiful thing about business is that when somebody trusts you, they trust you. See all those guys that buy things from you, those 100 people that buy things from you in December, they would buy things from you any time of the year if you only had something to sell. Russell Brunson says, when people buy from you, they continue to buy for the rest of their lives until two things happen. Until you either stop selling to them or you annoy them. So do you now know that you have a business?
Yes, I now have a business, and it's something I can do.
Do you understand? And it's big. I mean, there's somebody I could literally send a contact to you tomorrow. If you send your number to this lady, if you send gifting to Bisola here, I can literally send a number to you. She has a gifting business. She has a store, a gift store in Lekki Phase 1. She has a gifting business that does more than 2 billion a year. That woman. So I'm saying that to let you know that there's huge potential inside of what you. She's in our mastermind. Our mastermind is $15,000, and so that you understand the amount of money this man is spending for us to work with her. Just multiply $15,000 than the current exchange rate. She's in our mastermind, and she's been in our mastermind for 2 years. In fact, she's been in our coaching program for more than 2 years, maybe like 4 years or 5 years, right? You know, so she's and that's how big what you're doing is. But you just only do it in December, and you could do it all year round. Okay, so thank you.
Hello,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Yes, sir.
Hello.
I'm not sure
Okay,
I can
sorry,
hear
I typed on the
you.
group that.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Hello, sir. Can I be heard?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so mine is more or less like an input. I know you've been mentioning a lot of stuff about networking,
Yes.
and also trying to see how you connect to the right person. So mine is about so this is a community of professionals, or this is a community of business people. I was thinking if we can have a system where we know what each person is into. Because you mentioned
it depends on where you are. So let me explain. It depends on where you are. See, there are 3 sets of people here. We have our alumni community, right? We have a large alumni community. People know in fact, I told you, let me show you guys. Okay, let me show you. If you join, you get to be a part. If you become a part, you get to become a part of the alumni. See this alumni community, we have facilitated excess of 5 billion naira in transactions within our community alone. So there's a community of people. So if you hear me, I'm talking to Lawrence, but there's a lot of people that are inside our community. There are hundreds of them. So there's those people. Then there are people that are in our alumni community that's there. Then there's people that are inside our LBA communities. Those are people that they have or haven't done business with us. We provide content for them. We do some trainings for them, but just essentially virtual trainings and all that. You know, and eventually some of them get into our community. You know, and then there's all the other people that came in through the ads, right? So we have everything you're talking about now. We have it. So the way you're talking now means that you're not inside our alumni community. So if you join either through the convention or whatever it is, you get into our alumni community. See all these things you're explaining? Smart thing. You know, because right now there's even a large opportunity. We have an opportunity, because when we find opportunities, we bring our people in. We have opportunities now within our community. We have, you know, I can't even announce it because the amount of money that is going to be shared within the community on this particular project is, I can't say it, but just know that it's in excess of 1 trillion naira, because one of us has a project that is almost about 3 trillion, and it needs different components. And what I've been trying to do is that I've been plugging in members of the communities that are in the different components of the projects, and you know they're already sending in their inputs, and there are some of them I'm going to see this week. There's one of our community members I'm meeting this week at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, or 2 o'clock on Wednesday. He runs an electrical company, and one of the things I wanted to discuss with them is, you know, that project. There's a 3,000 or 4,000 housing project that we want him to be able to plug into, so that he can also provide electrical services for them. So we have that.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. So mine is okay. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Okay, mine. I'm into the tech space. At least I'm into data and AI. That's what I do full time. But I don't know how the community could help me. If you're
inside the community, I know. Because again, if you're into data, I mean, those of you that are into data are supposed to be stupendously rich. Now, we're in the age of data and AI and all that. We're inside that age now. I know, guy. You don't
Maybe
know.
I'll DM you, sir. Maybe I'll DM you, sir.
No, see, send this message to Bisola. If you make a part payment for the convention, you'll be added into the community. You would have access to all of these things we're talking about. But as far as what people do, I think on Wednesdays people are allowed to share their businesses. There are opportunities that are opened, in different directions. I made one connection some days ago. Somebody in our community that has a lot of interior decoration and stuff to do, and someone in the community who does interior decoration and stuff, and and this is a should be over 100 million naira project. So let me just quickly say that I'm going to close on this. Inside our community, we have 4 different types of business. We have the small businesses, 0 to 50 million in revenue. We have people that have done beyond 50 all the way to 100. We have 100 to a billion. We have a billion and above. So what we try to do is that we try to get every community to feed off each other. So the opportunities that this guy has, it might be these guys that can provide those opportunities. So maybe these guys in real estate company needs to buy a couple of cars, and then people inside this place that can buy cars. There's somebody inside our community, for example, who funds the purchase of high-end cars. There's somebody inside the community that buys high-end cars, and we're connecting them together. And there are people inside the community that have bought high-end cars from the person who funds the purchase of high-end cars. So the transaction value inside the community is ridiculous. And I know because I see a lot of all this, especially the high-end transaction. I see them, So it's usually really, really cool. But I hope you join us.
Hello, Mr. Sholesi. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Is this another question?
Yeah, not really a question. Sorry that I'm butting in before you go, because you said that might be the last question you were taking.
Yes.
My name is Ken, the other body. Particularly, let me just comment behind now from my platform. I just shared your link, and Abimbola that you've been talking to, she's someone on my platform that she told me she has had value from her, that you've opened her eyes to a whole lot of stuffs. That's on one side. I don't mind or how I can get with you personally. There are some things that I would like to discuss with you some partnership stuff and the likes. So
not a problem.
Okay.
Not a problem.
So
if you
how I
send a
can
message,
get your direct number?
If you send a message to Bisola, I'll get it. So
Okay.
if you send a message to Bisola, just highlighting what we said now, I'll get it. I'll get
Okay,
it
that's fine.
and I'll
That's
contact.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Sorry
Yeah.
for taking your time. I usually like to stick to time, but plenty of questions. Thank you so much for the opportunities. Looking forward to see you guys. Hopefully, we see you at the convention. If you make it there, if you don't make it there, we'll see you on the streets. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
This is Chinyere.
Wow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
What a blessing. Thank you.
Lot of